Spark a conversation, verbal elation, stimulation, education. This is Menage with the MenagewiththeMariJayneMaven. When we on the air, it's always a lituation. Might talk about some litigation, might talk about some immigration, might talk about some politics, but never talking nonsense. Yes, we on in the slide. Watch and listen, it's a vibe. Watch it while you getting high, or you can listen while you drive. Just don't forget to subscribe.
Roll up. Trying to get high.
Welcome to Menage with the MenagewiththeMariJayneMaven podcast with your host, the MenagewiththeMariJayneMaven. I am the producer, the hubby. Follow us on all social media, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Show us some love and click that subscribe button now. Don't forget to click the bell so you get notifications and click the like button on the videos.
And now, your host.
It is
what?
It's so fire. So he says
what's his name again?
Joyner Lucas.
Joyner Lucas.
Yes. Yes. So he recently had the song with Eminem. Did you say that?
And Fresh Prince.
Oh yes.
Oh yeah.
Well, yeah. He just had one with Will Smith, who was his idol.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm following him now. Look.
Yeah.
Did you guys watch the fight last weekend? What did you think about, like, it became the Snoop Dogg show, which to me was incredible. I was like, yes, this was so worth $50. I got to see a Weed Maps ad. I got to hear Snoop, like, narrate this thing. I got to see him smoke and, like, blast his jams. Unbelievable.
Are you serious?
Mike Tyson admitted that he got high.
Yes.
Perfect. And then probably smoked some killer CBD after to help the recovery.
Yep.
They're revving all of it.
Yes. So we actually
rubbed it all
had
over.
a native fight during the
That's awesome.
So Blake, the gentleman who fought Badu, who lost unfortunately, but he was a white guy who like took it, right? He went all 8 rounds and he ended up with like a knot on the side of his head. He fought with like lion. Sacramento's own, shout out to Blake the Beast. So yeah, but come on, let's really talk about the good stuff.
Yeah.
Would you admit that you got knocked out by a Paul brother?
Yeah.
So this is Blake. So hubby's put that's Blake right there. Shout out.
Yeah, he did. He brought it, dude. Like, he was almost down and out, and then, like, just there was no give up. No give up in this dude.
Yeah, super proud of him. You know, he reps Sacramento well, I think, and himself well. I know he has a young son. I'm sure he probably, just kept playing in his mind, and and was his motivation. But like I said, the real entertainment. Nate Robinson
was. Are we going to talk about Nate? Because that was just wrong, and I don't even know where to go.
Stop underestimating. YouTube, like, because everybody just made it a joke. Like, everybody made it, instead of making it like white boy against black dude or whatever, it was like YouTube
against NBA.
And I really was like, I was on Twitter like, yo, is Nate alive? Because like, I'm a huge Louisville fan, Louisville Cardinal. Like, I'm like, this is my boy over here, and then he's just laying there. Just so bad. And Snoop said it best, because he was like, you can play at football and you can play at basketball, but you do not play at boxing.
Yeah.
Or pimping.
You don't play at boxing or pimping. Like, he so nailed it. What else can you say to this? It was like, Nate, but why did you do this? Why?
What's so funny is you heard Snoop go from like excitement, like, let's go. Till about,
yeah, you saw the evolution. Like, demeanor totally.
Doing? Like, what were they teaching him? I mean, Jake Paul said,
who was their hype man? Like, who was their hype man right there?
I mean, for him. And I haven't seen him on any media or anything since then.
No, I saw there's like a tweet where he was like, I'm okay. And then like, that was it. Oh no. And like, I'm not gonna lie, because when I hear myself say this, I want to slap myself. But Jake Paul versus Conor McGregor, like, no, that's terrible. But you know what? I would watch that shit. I will watch that shit, and I will like it.
I
So
will too. And I'm gonna tell you this. I grew up
I
around
won't
white
watch
boys.
any McGregor fight.
I think Paul might hold his own. I don't know. Conor McGregor's a little crazy, but let's be
That's
honest.
why I would watch.
they're both so crazy. Like,
That's why I would watch any of his fights. Like,
they're both so crazy, like that anything could happen. Like, man, I'd totally be somewhere. Our great grandchildren are like, look, they were savages. Yes, but you know what? I will watch that shit. I just will. I will admit it.
God damn.
I love that. I love this much.
Oh, it's so terrible.
People are
This is like,
that shit. Like,
oh yeah, and this is probably like 5 seconds after it happened. Somebody's already like, tweet, meme,
is
meme.
on, okay? Like,
Yeah, black.
so many marketers and content. Black Twitter is on it. Okay, they did.
Oh no. No, it's so no. Oh Nate, why? But why? Why did you go back out after the first round?
That was great. I love that one.
He did.
Like,
It was like, I think accidental, but he definitely did. And when he came out in the second round, like, he's falling. He's trying to punch and he's just falling over. He's like that drunk uncle at the party, you know, that like you're just like, whoa, how many drinks does he have?
that one too many.
Yeah, like, somebody get this guy a cab. And then they're just like, no, go on out for the second round. Like, you're fine. And like, what is it with, so the refs ask them if they're okay. Like, what man that has dedicated himself to this and is in the ring is going to be like, no, actually, I'm not feeling that great. I think I'm going to take myself out. Like, no, they need to be like, okay, you know what? No, you are leaning over. You can't find your own stool. Like, fuck out of here, Nate.
So,
don't come back out for second round.
Paul is feeling himself once he saw this meme created.
Oh my gosh. This guy.
Oh my gosh. Look, I will admit, I always kind of like the assholes. I don't know why. I think it's because people find any reason. Like when Justin Bieber was going through his like, I'm young and rich, like 19 to 22-year-old shit that all guys go through, but not everybody has millions of dollars. I was like, leave him alone. So what? He pissed in a bucket. So what? On the street. Like,
haven't you?
I'm like, what did you do between? I know
exactly.
For real though, like it could have been so much worse for Justin. He actually was tame when you think about the context.
So I always like, you know, I love that Eminem was the asshole back in the day. I love that he talked.
I just recently heard about Eminem that apparently like when that Dr. Dre had pretty much given him a deal just by listening to him, like he hadn't met him at all, and then he was just like, oh, totally not what I thought you were. I was like, yes, like you can't do that anymore, you know. I feel like people always know exactly, which is great, but it's always judgy level, you know.
Awesome. I mean, you know, 8 Mile is so close to it. I can watch 8 Mile back to back.
Yes.
And every word, the freestyle part. I mean, the battle comes up at the end, and you cannot tell me I am not B-Rabbit. Story is one that should always be motivating. Like he failed 9th grade 3 times, dropped out. You know, didn't have a place to live. You know, had a baby on the way, was broke, had just
my God.
had everything stolen out of his house, and used his last.
These are great.
It ain't right.
Out. I feel like he got knocked out. I feel like it took him a while to come out and see if he was okay. Like, I feel like they were like, who the man is that? You know. I mean, but Jake Paul, you know, I like his songs. I'll admit, a little catchy. I like that this kid came from Ohio, you know, and they just kind of had a dream to be rich.
That's true.
And
dream big, babe.
And they did it before YouTube really stopped paying people crazy amounts of money. I am not mad at you. Not mad at all.
Because there's just so many more people now.
Right? So many.
It's true.
So many more. And the things that people do are just so ridiculous. I bet you're wondering how I ended up like this.
Oh no. His eyes though.
Like, oh my God. I mean, his body just locked up. Like I think I've only seen that once or twice, and maybe one of those times was in a movie, so it was acted. But oh no, I have seen somebody get knocked out in college and in person.
And it hurt.
It's rough. That was real rough, you know. I did think like the Tyson Roy Jones Jr. in my opinion. Granted, I've been smoking with Snoop Dogg by this point. I thought it was a great fight. Like I was entertained by it. I want to see Tyson fight everyone that won the rest of the night because I was shocked. I was like, this dude is just as scary as 30 years ago. Like he is.
Oh my
this
God.
Nate's face.
Yes. That's probably how Nate looked the next morning.
That's how Nate feels inside and outside for a while. Yeah.
Somebody had the biggest, fattest blunt rolled for him, like, and just handed it to him.
Oh, I hope so. I hope so.
After his MRI though, for real, it was just like, oh man, because you don't really want to see that. Like you don't mind seeing a knockout, but like a knockout like that was just, damn, that was some craziness. But
watch the reactions. That's hilarious to see, like all the rappers and NBA players and stuff talking shit before.
They're just like,
"He's about to be a sleeper, Jake, blah blah blah," and then after being like, well, yeah.
Oh yeah.
He was like, when you bring that person to the club that gets too drunk, and then you're like, well, I mean, I know them, but yeah, they rode with me, but like we don't really know each other. Like it was just
I told you not to bring them. This is what they always do.
Again, every time.
Buying the drink, so come on. We don't tell them free drinks. Come on, like Cat Williams said, people. It's like, oh, what is this gasoline?
So true.
We will take a
yeah. $2 wells. A well of what? Petroleum? Like, I don't know.
Well, I can tell you so many. This is why you get better at drinking and why you end up like at, my young age, drinking Tito's and freaking tonic water and lime, because you've gone through the adioses. You've gone through, I used to drink White Russians at the club, you guys.
Yeah, no, I was there. I was there with you.
Like,
I was there right there.
I was doing the most.
A White Russian right after taking a tequila shot or right before. I don't know. Because
half and half in the club always go together. Like what? There was a club out here. It was called Brannon's, and they served upstairs. It was hip hop. Downstairs it was salsa. Downstairs, you would go down there and you would, get with the guys that had on the Wranglers and the cowboy boots, and they're fresh from, maybe. And you guys know I'm not like talking shit, but the strawberry field or wherever, they're field workers. But they were usually straight from didn't really speak English too much. But they would buy you drinks if you just got down there and let them twist you around in circles. And
I was gonna say, as long as you can dance, yeah.
Black
whatever.
And salsa, we do Black people salsing, so you can.
Earlier I was telling my mother, I was like, it's not like I really worked out during college. I just danced a lot. Like that was my workout. I would just go out every night and be like, dance.
I do this a lot, but I also drink a lot of beer and cheap beer. We drink.
I mean, yes, but it was a combination. I was like, it worked itself out.
Girl. I look back at pictures now and I'm like, who is that? Thicky thick 175, but it was a lot of beer, a lot of McDonald's and shit. But
college life.
This part was hilarious. I don't know if a lot of people follow or even caught up on this, but Mike Tyson is hilarious. Okay.
That's it.
Oh, okay. He's gonna make sure he gets to the part. that's somebody else that I would love to interview on my podcast or be on his podcast, especially because we both smoke on our shows.
Yes.
That's what's really cool about everything crossing over. Like even Joe Rogan, all these people, it's smoking is such a big part of entertainment lifestyle. So it's like blending into it.
And it's always been a part of, music. And,
yeah.
I don't know why I always think of Walk Hard, like that's a real movie. But
yes.
I love it.
You don't want no part of that, do you?
Makes you happy. You have great breath. Well, I think I do want to try it. I do.
I think I want that. Seriously though, it's really true. It's hilarious. But I think that's what's so cool. Like the soundtracks for our industry, right? Like other industries, you're like, oh, you have like 3 songs about painting houses and working on cars. Yeah. The entire music collection of the universe is about smoking weed at the end of the day. Let's admit 99% of it is cannabis. We can make soundtracks on soundtracks for our company events. It's endless.
All day.
I mean, the kind of beginning of what, every other genre, grew into fruition into was from jazz. And you listen to Billie Holiday, you listen to, Dizzy Gillespie, any of them, they had their songs about it. I did find out that, is it Eric Clapton has a song about cocaine? I did just find that out this year.
Oh yeah, I didn't know that.
Interesting song. But yeah, so here is the clip that we wanted to share real quick, guys.
And Roy's like holding his stomach in the whole interview too, if you notice. He's like, I'm totally fine. No, it's good. I'll fight him again. I'm gonna go back and let my family talk me out of it. Yeah, and then we'll see. Oh, my stomach moved again. Let me hold this back in.
He was hella out of breath. He don't need to do it again. I mean, dude.
No.
You were like slurring, like it was hard for you to maybe put some thoughts together. I didn't know he was from Florida. That adds to it as well. Sorry,
that was
Florida.
funny.
Sorry.
That was funny.
I know that you guys live in a very special state. Great.
Oh, I love Florida. Some of my favorite people are in Florida, though. Their like cannabis scene is very interesting over there, for sure.
Really, because I thought they were like everything was so strict.
They have medical, and it's fairly broad. Like not like our medical program that's essentially CBD, capped at 0.5. We do have a medical marijuana program. A lot of people don't know that. Texas does. But Florida's is like a legit program. So they're farming. They're doing a lot of interesting things. If you notice, a lot of the CBD brands are like based in Florida too, interestingly enough. I'm not sure. My only conclusion I've come to on that is that Floridians love vacationing in Colorado. So I feel like I have no other logical reason. I'm like, how did everybody in Florida get into CBD first? Like it doesn't make sense geographically. They all go to Florida. They all ski. It's like you want to go ski. When you live by a beach, you got to go ski. When you live in Colorado, you go to Florida. Like, you know how it is. We complain it's too hot. We complain it's too cold. It's what we do. We're humans. So that's my only logical explanation. But they're hot and heavy in the CBD game and the MMJ game for sure. For sure. Cheryl Murray Powell, one of my favorite people in the whole world, amazing cannabis attorney out of Miami, Florida. And she runs or founded, we're actually in a mentoring group. It's called Cannabisiac. And definitely encourage anybody to follow Cannabisiac. It's a really awesome cannabis co-working mentoring group. Some amazing ladies. Pretty much all, I haven't met a dude yet, so I don't know if it's meant to be all women, but like it basically is. So